Hello students, this is a humble effort from my side to create a classroom experience for you. In the videos that we have already discussed, we have discussed about the business development strategies. In that we have discussed about the firm as a value chain, what is value chain analysis, and the importance of business location in business development strategies. Now, in this video, we are going to cover risk analysis. Risk analysis, as you always know, it is a technique used to identify and assess factors that may threaten the success of a project or achieving a goal. You know that international business, the future is uncertain, you cannot predict. There is an extent of environmental analysis for international business, and obviously risk is associated with any kind of business. So risk analysis is an important factor in business development strategies. In a broader sense, the risk analysis includes risk assessment, risk management, and risk communication. These three aspects of risk need to be addressed as part of business development strategies. So risk assessment means you have to assess, you have to identify the risk associated with your kind of business, that is assessing the risk. Then you have to manage the risk. Once you identify what are the areas where you have risk, you have to take measures to manage or to reduce the risk. And then the next process is to communicate the risk. The top level management identifies the risk, and if the top management is not communicating the same to the people in the organization, that may create problems. So in risk analysis, these three aspects are very important: risk assessment, risk management, and risk communication. We have studied different types of risk in our previous classes. And here I will point out some types of risk which is crucial for international business. And that first one is commercial risk. Commercial risk is caused due to inadequate knowledge about the foreign market, inadaptability of the product to the foreign market, longer transit time, and various other unexpected problems. These are problems that is obviously faced by international business. There will be problem in understanding the foreign market. There will be adaptation issues because we are not dealing with the domestic market, which is very familiar to the business, but they are dealing with international business. So commercial risk is very important to be assessed for an international business. Then there is political risk, arise due to change in political situations like civil war with other countries, political ideologies of the country, etc. We know that even in the domestic market, political risk is there. But we know that in our domestic market, we know what is the political situation of our country. But when we move on to other countries, there will be political situations that we cannot predict. In case of Britain, when there was problem in Brexit issues were there was a lot of political instability in Britain which could not have been identified by a person who has started business in Britain without knowing all these things or without knowing the political scenario there. So there is possibility of political risk, or the political risk possibilities are very high in international business, so that need to be addressed. And there is legal risk. That is, risks are arising out of foreign laws. You may not be familiar with each and every law that is there in the host country, so that may also create problem. Okay, the next kind of risk is cargo risk. You know that in international business, majority of the transition of goods takes place through sea, and cargo risk is nothing but the transit risk faced by the seller is known as cargo risk. And in risk analysis or in the development strategies, this risk, cargo risk, needs to be covered properly. Then they have credit risk. Credit risk is the risk in realizing the sale proceeds. We know that in order to export your product from the seller's point of view, from the point of view of the business, if you want to sell your product, you should be able to give it on credit. Almost all the imports made by countries are on the basis of credit basis. And if the country is importing your product is having balance of payment deficit, or if the buyer is not in a position to settle your claims, then you'll face credit risk. So that needs to be addressed. Then we have exchange rate risk. It's nothing but the fluctuations in the value of foreign exchange. We know that US dollar is a common currency, and the other nations which enter into international business will be making payment. While making payment for international business, they will be having facing the problem of foreign exchange fluctuations. Within the time gap of selling and receiving the payment, there may be exchange rate fluctuations which will affect the business. The fifth one in business development strategy is cost benefit analysis. A business should undertake a cost benefit analysis to evaluate all the potential costs and revenues that might be generated from a project. CB analysis will help in evaluating the potential cost and expected benefits of various projects. For each and every project, you will have to analyze or evaluate what is the potential cost and what are the expected benefits. While analyzing this, you will have to consider the opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is nothing but cost of foregone alternative, because you might be having various alternatives and you are choosing from among those alternatives one particular thing, thinking that this is the most profitable. So when you make cost benefit analysis, you will have to consider the opportunity cost of that project also. There are certain steps involved in cost benefit analysis. They are, first of all, you have to list out all the cost and benefit associated with the project. What are the costs incurred on this project and what are the benefits that I am going to get out of this project. Then you have to assign a monetary value to the cost. Then assign a monetary value to its benefits and compare the cost and benefit. These are the business development strategies. Again, I will sum up. The business development strategies or unit level strategies of business includes firm as a value chain. The value chain concept was introduced by Michael Porter, and we have seen what is value chain analysis, then business locations, then risk analysis and cost benefit analysis. With this, we have completed the two categories of international business strategies, the entry level strategies and the business development strategies. See you in another video with functional strategies of international business.